Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are testing out a new foundation from BareMinerals. This is the Barepro 16-Hour Skin Perfecting Powder Foundation. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. As you know, I have my online consulting service. This is a one-on-one video chat with me. So if you are a little bit overwhelmed with all of the new collections coming out, but you do want to purchase something and you just want like a guiding hand to help you select what works best for you, that is the perfect reason to book a session with me today. So go ahead and click the link down below. Okay, so BareMinerals sent me this Barepro 16-Hour Blurring Perfecting Powder Foundation. So I did a wear test. We're gonna do a review application. I'm not wearing anything on my complexion right now. We're gonna go ahead and apply it on camera with you. And I think we should start off by just breaking down what this product is, what the claims are, etc. Also, welcome to another Saturday weekend upload. I'm playing around with the idea of uploading on the weekend every now and then. Well, so basically my schedule for uploading is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but I'm playing around with the idea of a bonus weekend update. So let me know how you feel about the bonus weekend video. I would love to hear from you down below. So to start off with, this retails at 46 Canadian plus tax, and there are 35 shades to choose from, so the shade range is actually quite nice and inclusive. This is a pressed powder formula. It claims to be long wearing, full coverage, vegan, and offers a matte finish. This is a talc-free natural matte foundation that provides up to 16 hours of breathable full coverage while visibly evening skin tone and texture over time. This is a matte full coverage, which is definitely not my jam. Typically, I like light to medium, almost like a tinted moisturizer with highlighter built in. So I'm very intrigued by this. This is a pressed powder. It says it's for normal, dry combination, and also oily skin types. They have a pineapple complex. This is supposed to visibly brighten and smooth the skin texture, a peony extract, and sugarcane derivative. There's also squalene in here, which is supposed to hydrate and nourish the skin. It's supposed to make it look smoother and more even over time as well. This also claims to be non-drying, non-caking, and also offer some shine control as well. It's supposed to be sweat, humidity, and also transfer proof as well. So basically they have a lot of really large claims for this foundation here. So they sent me 3 shades. I think we can just go ahead and swatch them. And I will also swatch them on my cheek here, just so you guys can get a sense of the shade range at home. I have light 25 neutral, light 25 warm, and medium 30 neutral. On the bottom of the compact here, you do get a little sponge for application. The sponge itself offers way more coverage than if you use a brush, but when we do the application, I'll do half a face with the sponge and half with the brush. So this here is 25 light neutral. This is 25 light warm. And this last one is medium 30 warm. Actually, it's medium 30 neutral. So I think the 30 is too dark. It might match my arms, but I'm looking to match my skin here, my neck. And it doesn't really seem to blend in. You can sort of see that it's still there. So I've been wearing this middle shade here because this is the one that sort of blends in and you can't really see it. I think the first one you can see more, and the last one you can see a lot more. So I've been going with this middle shade here. The 25 Light Warm has been my go-to shade. That's how I like to see which foundation works best for me. If I can just blend it slightly and it sort of just disappears into my skin tone, that's how I know it's for me. So I'm going to just remove the first and last one, and then we'll go ahead and do an application. Before we go into the demonstration, I just saw a post here that says that this foundation has existed before, but is under a new name. So this used to be the Barepro Performance Wear Powder Foundation, but is now the Barepro 16Hr Skin Perfecting Powder Foundation. And there's also a grid here, which I will leave up. So if you used the older foundation with the different shade names, they've changed the shade names. So this is like a corresponding grid for your matching shade at home. Okay, so I am wearing skincare and sunscreen. I have no primer, nothing else on my complexion right now. I'm going to do one side with the sponge applicator and the other one will be with a powder brush. So I'm just going to dip in like this. And now I'm going into a powder brush. This is the BK Beauty 106. So when I've been testing this out here, I've typically gone in with the brush, but it really is a question of your preference, because if you use the sponge, you definitely get more coverage. And if you just want something lighter, I would say go in with the brush. So here we have the side-by-side comparison. I think that using the sponge definitely gives you more coverage. It stays truer to the full coverage finish. So if you want to diffuse it, if you want to lighten it up, I say do go in with the powder brush. However, I also find that the sponge gives you more of that instant blurring. It doesn't necessarily say it's going to blur, but I find that it blurs. I find that the pores look invisible. I find that my skin tone just looks really nicely blurred. And so it's a nice side effect of this foundation here. I don't think that there's a wrong way. I think maybe what I will do in the future is if I have any redness or discoloration I want to cover, I will just press it with the sponge. And then if I want to just diffuse it, I will just take my brush like this and pat it into place. I think it's really nice. I'm surprised that it's a full coverage because it does look full coverage, but it doesn't look cakey or heavy, and it feels like nothing. Like it's a powder, but it really feels like nothing on the skin here. What I will do is just finish up my makeup by adding a little bit of concealer and blush, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the foundation with a full face, how I would normally wear it and how you would normally see it. I have to say that I'm actually really shocked that I enjoy this foundation. It's actually really nice, and I have a couple of wear tests here to show you. The first one is after about 4 or 5 hours. It's right after lunch, and it was holding up really nicely, not really moving, not really fading, just staying in place. And then the second one is the last one, that is 10 hours. I did not succeed in a full 16-hour wear test, but I did 10 hours, which is pretty good. After 10 hours, it still was holding up nicely. It faded a bit more around the mouth and nose. One thing that I was really surprised by is that it does not look or feel cakey. It does not settle into smile lines. It does not pick up on dry skin. It's really quite flawless, but I did notice a little bit of shine on my forehead at around 10 hours. So I think if you have more oily skin, you may want to set it with a powder. I think if you have like normal skin, dry skin, dehydrated skin, mature skin, I would go in with a setting spray just to add a bit more moisture. Because I just think that for me, because I have dry, dehydrated skin, if I went in with a setting powder over top, I think it would be too much, you know? Like, well, I don't know. I did test it out with the setting powder as well, and it wasn't that drying, but I just think that I kind of missed a little bit of that glow. But this is the foundation here. I'm not wearing any highlighter or a setting powder. This is just it right here. It does actually give you quite full coverage. I think that if it was a liquid foundation, it would be even more intense, but it's actually quite nice as a full coverage foundation. I never thought I would enjoy a full coverage powder foundation, but it actually still looks like skin, sort of. I mean, you can still see like little freckles or beauty marks or whatever you want to call them. It just really evens out your skin and blurs it instantly. I think the sponge is the best way to go if you want that full coverage, instant blurring effect. It's just, I'm shocked. I'm really surprised that I enjoy it, but I do exfoliate on a regular basis. I didn't exfoliate last night, and there's still like nothing dry that's like collected or looking cakey or anything like that. But I could see that if you had like really dry skin and didn't pay attention to exfoliating, maybe it would be an issue, but I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing any dryness or cakiness. I'm really shocked. So maybe this is a powder matte foundation that's meant for more normal to dry skin types, because if you have very oily skin, you will notice more oiliness throughout the day, like on the forehead, but I only noticed that after 10 hours of wear. So I'm really curious. I mean, they claim 16 hours. Very few things in life will last you 16 hours. I mean, if you're living life, working, going outside, eating, drinking, like, I don't know. I think it's a nice long wearing foundation. I don't think it's going to fade away right away. I think it's going to stay in place, but probably not 16 hours. But there are very few makeup items. I don't know why they always have these giant claims. Like, where are they testing people that's making their makeup last 16 hours? Are they sitting in like an air-conditioned room reading a book for 16 hours without touching their face? I don't know, but it is a good foundation. I'm shocked. I'm really impressed. I find that it gives me almost like a doll-like finish. Like, it's really soft, really pretty. I'm really shocked. I'm really impressed. I think it's really a nice foundation. So if you're looking for a powder foundation, this one might actually work for you. I'm shocked. I really did not think I would enjoy this at all. I was like, it's a matte, it's a powder, it's full coverage. Like, those are not, like, in all of my collection, there's nothing that matches that. So maybe I will start testing out more powder foundations. And if there are other, wow, words are hard. If there are other powder foundations you want me to try out, please leave a comment down below. I think there's a new one from Dior as well. So if it's available in Canada, I might give it a try. So that's it for today. This is my weekend upload. I'm not sure I can commit to a Saturday upload every single week. I don't know. I'm testing it out. I'm just sort of testing the waters. But the weekend upload is going to be like a bonus. So if there's no weekend upload, it's no big deal. There'll be an upload on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's just, you know, I'm testing the waters here and testing some new things out on my channel. But if you're new to my channel, I hope you take the time to subscribe. And also, when you hit your notification bell, it does make a difference because you get a notification when I post a video. So for new collections, new releases, tutorials, etc., it is a good idea to do that. And if you're a longtime subscriber, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. And I think that's it for today. So thank you all so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.